Hi, and welcome to the course on Municipal Solid Waste Management. This is Dr. K. Akil, Professor and Head of the Department of Civil Engineering of Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. This presentation is about the sources and types of solid waste. The learning objective is to gain knowledge on the types and sources of solid waste. Due to rapid increase in the production and consumption processes, societies generate as well as reject solid materials regularly from various sectors. The considerable volume of waste thus generated and rejected is called solid waste. In other words, solid waste are the waste arising from human and animal activities that are normally solid and are discarded as useless or unwanted. Solid waste encompass both a heterogeneous mass of throwaways from the urban community as well as a more homogeneous accumulation of agricultural, industrial, and mineral waste. Solid waste are the organic and inorganic waste materials produced in a society which do not generally carry any value to the first user or the users. Classification of solid waste. Solid waste are classified on the basis of source of generation and type. Source-based classification. Historically, the sources of solid waste have been consistent, dependent on sectors and activities, and these include residential, commercial, institutional, municipal, industrial, agricultural, and waste from open areas. Type-based classification. Classification of waste based on types, that is physical, chemical, and biological characteristics of waste, are garbage, ashes and residues, combustible and non-combustible waste, bulky waste, street waste, biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, dead animals, abandoned vehicles, construction and demolition waste, farm waste, hazardous waste, and sewage waste. Now coming on to the source-based classification. The first category is the residential waste. This refers to waste from dwellings and apartments and consists of leftover food, vegetable peels, plastic, clothes, ashes, etc. The second category is the commercial waste. This refers to waste consisting of leftover food, glasses, metals, ashes, which are generated from stores, restaurants, markets, hotels, motels, auto repair shops, medical facilities, and so on. The third category is the institutional waste. This mainly consists of paper, plastics, glasses, etc., which are generated from educational, administrative, and public buildings such as schools, colleges, offices, prisons, and so on. The fourth category is the municipal waste. This includes dust, leafy matter, building debris, treatment plant residual sludge, etc., which are generated from various municipal activities like construction and demolition, street cleaning, landscaping, and so on. The fifth category is the industrial waste. This mainly consists of process waste, ashes, demolition and construction waste, hazardous waste, and so on due to industrial activities. The next category is the agricultural waste. This mainly consists of spoiled food grains and vegetables, the agricultural remains, litter, etc., which are generated from fields, orchards, vineyards, farms, etc. The last category under source-based classification are the waste from open areas, and these include waste from areas such as streets, alleys, parks, vacant lots, playgrounds, beaches, highways, recreational areas, and so on. Coming on to the type-based classification. The first category is the garbage. This refers to animal and vegetable waste resulting from the handling, sale, storage, preparation, cooking and serving of food. Garbage comprising these waste contains putrescible organic matter which produces an obnoxious odor and attracts rats and vermin. It therefore requires special attention in storage, handling and disposal. The second category is the ashes and residues. These are substances remaining from the burning of wood, charcoal, coal, coke and other combustible materials for cooking and heating in houses, institutions and small industrial establishments. Ashes consist of fine powdery residues, cinders and clinker often mixed with small pieces of metal and glass. Since ashes and residues are almost entirely inorganic, they are valuable in landfill. The third category is the combustible and non-combustible waste. These consist of waste generated from households, institutions, commercial activities, etc., excluding food waste and other highly putrescible material. Typically, combustible materials consist of paper, cardboard, textile, rubber, garden trimmings and so on. And non-combustible material consists of such items as glass, crockery, tin and aluminium cans, ferrous and non-ferrous metals and the fourth category is the bulky waste. These include large household appliances such as refrigerators, washing machines, furniture, crates, vehicle parts, tires, wood, tree and branches. Since these household waste cannot be accommodated in normal storage containers, they require a special collection mechanism. The fifth category is the street waste. These refer to waste that are collected from streets, walkways, alleys, parks and vacant lots and include paper, cardboard, plastics, dirt, leaves and other vegetable matter. The sixth category is a biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste mainly refer to substances consisting of organic matter such as leftover food, vegetable and fruit peels, paper, textile, wood, etc., which are generated from various household and industrial activities. Because of the action of microorganisms, these wastes are degraded from complex to simpler compounds. Non-biodegradable waste consists of inorganic and recyclable materials such as plastic, glass, cans, metals, etc. The seventh category includes the dead animals. With regard to municipal waste, dead animals are those that die naturally or are accidentally killed on the road. This category does not include carcasses and animal parts from slaughterhouses which are regarded as industrial waste. Dead animals are divided into two groups, large and small. Among the large animals are horses, cows, goats, sheep, pigs, etc. and among the smaller ones are dogs, cats, rabbits, rats, etc. The reason for this differentiation is that large animals require special equipment for lifting and handling when they are removed. If not collected promptly, dead animals pose a threat to public health since they attract flies and other vermin as they. The eighth category is the abandoned vehicles. This category includes automobiles, trucks and trailers that are abandoned on streets and other public places. However, abandoned vehicles have significant scrap value for their metal and their value to collectors is highly variable. The ninth category is the construction and demolition waste. These are waste generated as a result of construction, refurbishment, repair and demolition of houses, commercial buildings and other structures. They consist mainly of earth, stones, concrete, bricks, lumber, roofing and plumbing materials, heating systems and electrical wires and parts of the general municipal waste stream. The 10th category is the farm waste. These waste result from diverse agricultural activities such as planting, harvesting, production of milk, rearing of animals for slaughter, and the operation of feedlots. In many areas, the disposal of animal waste has become a critical problem, especially from feedlots, poultry farms, and dairies. The 11th category is the hazardous waste. Hazardous waste are those defined as waste of industrial, institutional, or consumer origin that are potentially dangerous either immediately or over a period of time to human beings and the environment. This is due to their physical, chemical, and biological or radioactive characteristics like ignitability, corrosivity, reactivity, and toxicity. Typical examples of hazardous waste are empty containers of solvents, paints, and pesticides which are frequently mixed with municipal waste and become part of the urban. The last category under type waste classification is the sewage waste. The solid byproducts of sewage treatment are classified as sewage waste. They are mostly organic and derived from the treatment of organic sludge separated from both raw and treated sewages. So that's with respect to the types and sources of solid waste, and for all the viewers of this presentation, we have two activities. First, identify and categorize the solid waste generated on daily basis at your home. The second, based on the source and type, classify the waste generated in your locality. Solid waste management is always a good choice today for a healthier tomorrow. Thank you. Meet you again in the next presentation.